have my friend Isaiah here. He was a dear friend of mine. When I was in college, we were in an a cappella group together, and he is going to teach us about vocal percussion or beatboxing. Isaiah, want to introduce yourself?
Absolutely. Hello. My name is Isaiah. I just finished up at Michigan State where I was studying music education. And yes, I sang in an a cappella group called State of Fifths with Dana, and it was amazing. While I was there, I picked up, I've been arranging a cappella for a long time, and I also picked up vocal percussion for State of Fifths, and I love it and have been teaching it for a couple of years now. So I'm very excited. Well, first off, there are two kinds of vocal percussion. There is vocal percussion and there's beatboxing. You've probably heard a lot of beatboxing because people like the difference is the there with beatboxing, it's more so imitating like you're trying to be a DJ or like an electronic synthesizer. So you hear people going wild and doing a lot of sounds like that. Meanwhile, in vocal percussion, one, it's mostly done in imitating drum sounds, like a drum kit. So we're gonna go about this when we teach in talking about like being a drum kit. But imagining that I have a drum kit in front of me. And if you have a drum kit, then the first thing you see typically is the big round drum on the floor. I'm making a circle with my hands as if you could see it. This
Gotcha.
big round drum on the floor. And that is called the bass drum. It's really big, and that's what everybody, it's like it's called the kick drum because you stamp your foot on it and it's like a kick pedal. So for the bass drum, it's this big round one. You make a big round sound. It's just like a thud, like a boom.
Boom.
So exactly sound. So to make that, I think of the letter B. I'm not sure if that's backwards on your screen, but the letter B, B. So you just think of B. Say it like book or
Boom.
boom or book.
Boom.
And yet you do that more and more, and you put more of the consonant in and more air and take away the vowel. So it goes from book to buh, buh, buh. So the more you take away the vowel and add more air, and you just get like that thudding sound. So you can try some of those and just
Okay.
buh, buh. That's the first sound, and you typically hear that on, if you're counting out your rhythms like 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll typically hear that on the big beats. Like you hear. Now, if I go back to my big drum kit in front of me, the first one is the one on the floor. Then there's a smaller drum that tends to sit like right on top of it. It's right in front of you. That is called the snare drum.
Okay.
So there are a lot of ways to make snare drum sounds. We're gonna go with like what I think is the easiest one. But the snare drum is the one right in front, and you typically hit that on the beats in between. For example, in 1, 2, 3, 4, you may hit the bass drum on 1 and 3, and this is the one you hit on 2 and 4. So you do then snare, then the snare. So for this sound, I think there are a couple ways. We're just gonna stick with a K. Like think of the letter K. With this one, what you do is you just take the K, that K sound again. Sorry?
Like kite. I thought of a case.
Kite. There we go. Perfect. Kite. Yes. Kite. Perfect. So you think of that kite, and you slowly take away the rest of the rest of the word, the rest of the vowels. So you go from kite to ka. And what you do there is you just take away more and more of the more and more of the vowel and focus more and more on the consonant.
Kite. K, k, k,
Perfect. So if we were to put them together and we do the bass drum on beats 1 and 3 in 1, 2, 3, 4, and we put the snare we just learned on beats 2 and 4.
Okay.
We go bass, snare, bass, snare. Yeah, perfect, perfect.